obedience. Remember, guys, Allah says in the Quran, there is no obedience to the creation over the creator. Even when it comes to a woman obeying her husband, there's limits to that too. You don't obey your husband if he's telling you to do something that contradicts what Allah says. As Allah says, there's no obedience to that. You also do not obey your husband, as Sheikh Morsi said, if he's trying to impose something upon you that hurts. Because Allah says he hates oppression. And the believers are people who don't go around trying to hurt each other. So I want you sisters to understand obedience, just like everything else, has its limit. Islam is a way of life based on balance. There's a limit to everything. You obey your husband when it comes to the things that Allah commanded you to obey him in. But I'm not obeying him in nothing that Allah said I didn't have to. Hello, that's the truth. That's the reality. Allah says you cannot allow anyone in your home without your husband's approval. So you obey your husband in that. Allah says you are supposed to guard in your husband's absence what he would have you guard. So you obey your husband in that. But Allah does not say that I have to wear black and I have to put a bag on it. So I'm not obeying him in none of that. Are you crazy? So Islam is a check and balance. Islam is a balance. The same with you husbands. You have to obey your wife too. You obey your wife in the things that Allah required you to obey her in. Like her nights. If it's her night, you cannot leave without her permission. You obey her in that. But if she tries to tell you to give her your days, ain't no obedience here. So Islam is a check and balance. That's the beauty of Islam. This way of life was perfected by Allah. So he didn't give too much power to no man, and he didn't give too little power to a woman. We balance each other. That's why it's important for you girls to learn your rights as a woman, so that can't no man make you think that you're supposed to obey him if he tell you to kill yourself, if he tell you to jump out the river, if he tells you to put a bag on, if he tells you to stop talking, if he tells you to stop walking, if he tells you to stand out in the sun. You better learn there's a limit. Islam is just. Men are oppressive. And Allah knows best. All right. All right. I think I addressed that. Any other questions? Shaitan also loves for us to speak about Allah without knowledge. The reason why what does a shaitan love the most? What does he love more than a husband and a wife? Shaitan loves for us to speak about Allah and speak about the religion without knowledge. The reason why is because Shaitan knows that this is what Allah hates the most. Allah says of all the things he hates, including shirk, the thing he hates the most is for someone to speak about him or speak about his religion without knowledge. That's what Shaitan likes for you to do. Because he knows when you speak about Allah and his religion without knowledge, you ticking off Allah. And that's what Shaitan likes. Okay? All right. Any other questions in that Zoom room? Go ahead.